Hello and thank you for watching my video. My name is Rod Hernandez and I'm an MSMIS student at Florida International University in cohort 23. I'm going to be talking to you guys tonight about wireless network safety. And this is actually a part 2 of my series on wireless networking. In part 1, we talked to you guys about the dangers of leaving your wireless network open, and we showed you how someone in your network can actually view any of the packets that are moving through your network on non-secure sites. And today we're going to talk to you about how you can lock down your network to ensure that your information is safer than before in that first video. So moving on into our agenda for information security, we're going to take a deep dive, a hands-on review of wireless security. And we're going to be using an AT&T standard 2-wire DSL combined modem and router for today's demonstration. Again, we're going to talk about how to improve your wireless home network security, what to do with your administrator settings. A lot of these devices come out of the box ready to use and very simple to install, but however, you do want to take a look at your administrator settings, your power settings as well, and where you're going to position your access point is going to be very important, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit about that as well. We're also going to cover broadcasting. What information should you broadcast? What should you hide? And what power level should you use for your device? And last but not least, we're going to talk about encryption. And the first thing you want to do is change the admin username if that's possible. Along with that, you also want to change the default password. Why would you want to change the default password? Well, let's run a quick Google search to see several thousand devices, what it looks like here. And you can actually see that 2-wire is going to be one of those on the list. And you'll see that the 2-wire Wi-Fi routers have admin as the password. Not a good thing. And definitely some suggestions here on the complexity. You want to use uppercase letters and a combination of that with some lowercase letters and a few numbers and some special characters. When you put all of that combined with a password that is at least 8 characters long, you're going to really create some serious strength in your security. So we're going to go ahead and show you now. Excuse me. We're going to show you what those settings look like in the router itself. I'm actually going to just type home, and it's going to take me into the settings for the modem, and this is what you're seeing on the screen right now. And again, the first thing you want to do is go right to that system password, enter admin as your password at the beginning, and then you're going to want to make a change to that password. Once you get through that, you're going to get to this screen right here where it says to change the system password. You're going to type in a very complex password, again using special characters, numbers, and letters, uppercase letters and lowercase letters, and make it at least 8 or more characters long. Positioning your access point and how you should manage the power, what power setting you should use. And my recommendation to you guys is to move your access point away from windows, external doors, or suspicious neighbors. Let's say guys named Faisal Kaleem. You want to check your broadcast power to make sure you reduce the broadcast power to a level that is comfortable for all of your devices. So basically, just enough to cover the area within your home. You don't want to broadcast more than that because that will allow other people, your neighbors, dudes like Faisal Kaleem, to drive by perhaps or to walk by your home and be able to try to connect to your wireless network. So you want to go to the furthest point from wherever you install your access point. Again, make sure you don't install it near windows or external doors. Try to put it in the center of your house and go to the edge of your house to see what the power reading is on your devices and make it just enough so that you can get 100% coverage within the boundaries of your home. So go ahead and adjust that and bring that broadcast power down. There's no reason for you to be able to broadcast to 5, houses down the street. This will help you minimize your physical presence, the footprint of your wireless network, and it will help you mitigate the risk of drive-bys. What kind of drive-bys, Rod? This is South Central? No. I'm not talking about that kind of drive-by. I'm talking about dudes like Faisal Kaleem using their laptop and scanning as they drive through a very slow pace through a neighborhood like perhaps my neighborhood, where we actually have townhomes and there's about 25 different residencies that you can drive through and try to scan within a minute. We're back at the interface for the 2-wire router and wireless network modem. And we're going to take a look at those power settings. Very simple to do, very easy to do. You want to go ahead and measure the setting, for example, in your from your laptop. You can take a look and see what those wireless, how much coverage you have. I'm actually very close to the device right now, so I've got good coverage, but probably too much coverage. As we mentioned, you want to reduce the surface area of your broadcast. I'm currently at power setting of 6. I'm going to probably drop this down to a 4 and do a save here, and then take a look at what that impact is on the coverage. Again, I'm very close to the device, so I don't want to drop the power level all the way down. I want to go ahead and move around my home, go to the corners of the home, and try to get a reading for how that power setting is going to impact the availability and the coverage of my network. Again, the lower the power setting, the safer it is. However, the lower the power setting also will create or allow some interference to come in and reduce the packet transfer rate. So it's a delicate balance between safety and performance that you're going to have to keep in mind as you adjust these settings. And that's covering power and position. Okay guys, next thing we're going to look at is how to make your network, your wireless network, fly under the radar. How can we get it to be stealth? How can we encrypt it? Make sure nobody can access your network. We're going to talk a little bit about how to make that happen in a practical sense. I'm going to show you guys where these settings are on the 2-wire router. First thing you want to do is change the default channel settings. That's going to help you avoid interference, and it's going to help you improve the performance of your network even after you've reduced the power. Why is that, Rod? Well, there's a good possibility that your neighbors will have wireless networks also. And Rod, there's a good possibility that your neighbors are really close by. So what happens? The coverage area of each one of your neighbors' wireless networks are actually overlapping with your network. What does that mean? Well, that means that you have interference, because if you're on the same channel, you're actually fighting to send those packets and those messages, those acknowledgments, back and forth between your access point and your devices. So my recommendation is for you to change that default channel, get off the standard, because most people will not change it. So you're going to be fighting for that bandwidth and interfering with someone else's setup. Next thing you want to do is disable your SSID broadcast. Wait, what are you talking about, Rod? I'm talking about the name of your network is actually being sent out to the entire area, the coverage area, and you're basically screaming out, hey, my name is Rod, penetrate me. You don't want to do that. I definitely don't want you to do that. So we're going to show you in a practical sense how to disable your SSID broadcast so nobody knows what your name is. And the last thing I'm going to show you on this section is going to be enabling encryption with a custom key. The default key it's all right. The default key is actually usually the serial number of the device, which is, I believe, a 10-digit number. That's okay, but you actually want to go ahead and set up something more customized, a little bit more difficult, because if you have one of those savvy guests Faisal Kalim, you're not going to be invited to my barbecues. If you have one of those savvy guests that'll come into your home and just take a peek at that little sticker on the side, they will have the password to your network, and they can, again, use some monitoring tools to review the traffic and the information that's flowing within your wireless network. So I would highly recommend that you change that encryption password and that you enable whatever the best available standard is for encryption at any time, at any moment in time. Right now, it happens to be WPA2 PSK, and that setting is going to be available, and we'll show you on screen in a second. And well, most devices will be compatible with the latest security protocols. However, you may run into the situation where you have an old laptop, or you have one of your guests is using their work laptop, and maybe their job is behind on installing the protocols and the latest security software on their device. So you may have to downgrade, and I suggest you only downgrade temporarily to allow, for that guest to connect. My other suggestion would be to show them the cable and have them hardwire connect into your router direct. But if you do downgrade to match somebody else's or one of your guests' security, remember to bring it back up as soon as they're gone and put it at the maximum level that is available to you and that is compatible with all the devices that are in your home. Okay, you guys, we're back at the two-wire interface, and we're taking a look at wireless settings. Just to recap, we're going to go stealth. We're going to try to fly under the radar here and have a network that nobody can see. So the first thing we want to do is come over here into the SSID broadcast. I'm going to take you guys from the top down. You're going to want to disable the SSID broadcast by removing that little check mark right there. You want to go into and enable the wireless security setting and the authentication. Again, you'll have a whole lot of options here, from open, highly not recommended, all the way to the highest protocol available in this device, which is the WPA2-PSK. Again, the one that you should select at this moment in time. And you want to set up a custom passphrase. As you can see on the screen here, there's a default 10-digit number that is placed in a sticker. You don't want to use that number. You want to use something customized. And so select the Use Custom Passphrase and put in a password for that. And our final topic is on advanced settings, those above and beyond things you can do to further reinforce the security in your network and to further strengthen your encryption. MAC filtering, media access cards. So basically every single device has a serial number in the card used to connect wirelessly to your network. That serial number you can actually filter and say, hey, I only want to authorize these particular devices to be able to connect into my network. You should change your IP default settings, the settings that come out of the box. As you saw in my last video, David and I had the same IP configuration settings when we did ipconfig/all. So you want to change those settings because hackers know what those default settings are, and it could be a vulnerability to you. You also want to limit the DHCP leaks. Your default setting is 256 devices. Are you really going to have 256 computers? Last but not least, my final suggestion is turn off your home's main power supply, leaving the alarm on battery power if you ever leave your home. That's really the only way that you can ensure that your network will not be in danger of being hacked. So really, this is just there to let you guys know that there is no such thing as 100% safety. So do the best you can, keep up with all the security technologies that are available to us. And thank you so much for watching the video. Again, this is Rod Hernandez, trying to give you guys a few tips out there so you can stay safe in your home networking. Thank you. Take care.